I don't care what you were told on that. No, I'm not giving you a month to find out we still got a problem. I don't know how else I can say. I don't care. We can't confirm that that's real. Your sister on her word processor could have put that together. We can't confirm that. I don't care. I don't care.
Good afternoon, I'm Tim PDD 64917 here today on behalf of Ms. Sullivan and coaching from my health man. Please state your name.
Jasmine.
Judge, you're here again today for a show cause related specifically, I believe, to the food program. Allegedly has everything done. Not work program.
Community service.
It's got proof of it right here.
All right. Yeah. Let me have it. Yeah. Are you on a payment plan for the money? So for the money you owe us, are you on a payment plan?
I just spoke to a lady, she said the other day, just leave service, the money is not what you need to pay.
No. That don't mean you don't owe us any money. That means today's thing was about the community service. Right. So my question is, you don't have a payment plan? Okay. So while I'm looking at this, what's your plan to take care of the $685? And this is no good at all. You were told it's got to be on letterhead so we can confirm it.
When I told her about the letterhead.
I don't care what you were told on that. I'm just telling you, it's got to be on. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know how else I can say. I don't care. We can't confirm that that's real. Your sister on her word processor could have put that together. We can't confirm that. That's why we tell people it's got to be on the letterhead, the official letterhead from the charitable organization. That has their name, their phone number, their address. We can put them in a computer. We can check to see it's a legitimate charity. We can see that they're in good standing with the state of Michigan. We can do our due diligence. We can't do anything with that. Okay. Did you know you owed $685? You were sentenced on both those files. At some point, one of the judges in the black robe told you how much you owed. Well, no, one was $240 and one was $445.
Working on that except as soon as possible.
How much?
Okay, like. What, as today?
No, you said you can do a payment plan. I'm asking you how much. What's your plan? What's your payment plan? What do you want to do? How much? How often? When can you start? Listen to me. How much? How often? When can you start?
I can pay the fee, but I can start off with like $50.
How much? 50. How often? When you're to start? 3 questions to answer.
2 weeks and then I can start like in the next week. That's nothing.
Can you read the calendar? Okay, so this week is the 30th, right? No. 23rd. So pick a Friday. Next week is the 30th. Following week is the 6th. When you want your first one?
The week of just 6th of February.
That's not in the next 2 weeks. That's a month. Where did you do your charity work?
Church off in Omega. Holy Baptist Church, but then they also have the all 4 season program that meets like the homeless and gives like.
Okay, so go back to them and say the judge needs official letterhead. I don't care if it's from the Four Seasons place or the church, but something. Both of them, I'm sure the church is a nonprofit and Four Seasons probably will be too. So how much time do you need to get new paperwork?
I would say about the same time.
No, I'm not giving you a month to find out we still got a problem. Okay, well, what prevents you from going there in the next 2 days and emailing it to her? Okay, where are you working at?
About $11.
Where are you working at? What is it?
Michigan, it's like a facility, nursing facility.
Where are they at? Oh, just city-wise. I don't care the address. Where they, now I do want to know where they're at because I never heard of them. Is it like a group home? Oh, okay. That's all right. That's all right. All right. So Park Village is not a good address anymore? Good mailer? Okay. All right. Well, it sounded like you were almost homeless. So is that, they're getting ready to evict you?
It's 24th, I'm paying to pay the.
Okay. So you're behind on your rent. All right. So go downstairs, talk to Mr. Taylor, tell him you have housing issues, and he'll give you a name for somebody right next door at Wayne Metro that might be able to help you. I'm not making any guarantees, but he'll give you a good contact name and number. All right. Have you been to court on that case?
Yes.
Do you have a judgment against you? All right. Because some of the programs, they need to see the judgment because that puts you up at the top of the list.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Make sure you get Ms. Trolley's email address when you walk out of here. All right. So call the church, tell them what you need, and have them email it to you and her so you know that it was sent to her. All right. Then you can send her an email and say, did you get that? Is the judge satisfied with it? And we might be able to avoid you coming back. All right.
I'm sorry about that as well. For this equipment.
Listen, I understand you're up against it. I think one of the most common problems I see here with people that are getting in trouble is a lot of people have a hard time prioritizing, right? When they got a bunch of stuff coming at them all at once, sometimes nothing gets any attention because they're overwhelmed, right? I think one of the most important adulting skills we learn is how to triage and understand what has to be taken care of first. Okay. And I'm not going to suggest to you that this case is it, but it might be just because I'm probably the only problem you've got that can put you in jail. I'm not suggesting I'm going to, but I'm just saying court stuff should be pretty high at your list of priorities, because if the court puts you in jail, then everything else crumbles because you can't work, you can't pay your rent, you can't, all those other things that are pressuring for, need attention from you. That didn't sound very encouraging, but I'm trying to encourage you. I understand you got a lot going on. Sometimes you just got to take a deep breath. And sometimes it helps if you talk to somebody about everything that's going on, because they can help you, because they can stand back where you can't. They can stand back objectively and help you prioritize. If you don't have those people in your life, cultivate them. And that's the other thing. How many do you have anybody that you shared all your pressures with? Well, if you're not sharing it with your therapist, you're not getting your money's worth out of your therapist. Your therapist should know every one of the hot button items you're dealing with, because they're a perfect person to help you prioritize. Right? So one last thing, I'll let you go. When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you have to do? Well, that's a good thing. Put your shovel down. Don't dig. Okay. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people. They're in a hole because they're overwhelmed. And in essence, they keep digging because they're not taking care of anything because they're just overwhelmed. So yeah, I'm a prayer. So I encourage you to do that. You got a pastor? Sweetheart, sit down with your pastor or somebody else at the church and say, I'm having trouble doing life, because that's what's going on right now. And everybody you talk to, well, I'm assuming your pastor's older and wiser than you are, right? So sit down with a pastor. Man, I'll tell you what, I would love it if my pastor called me and said, look, I got a young guy that's having trouble doing life. You need to meet with him on a regular basis. Somebody in your church would love to pour into you by sitting down with you on a regular basis and just say, honey, let me help you do life. Will you ask for help? Do it then. Court order. Court order. You're going to ask for help before Monday. Why'd I give you until Monday? No, because you're going to go to church Sunday. You got till Monday to ask for help. All right. And I will say this, I'd rather you meet with your pastor, but sweetheart, I love to tell people how to live. You come back, if you can't find anybody else, you come back to me and I'll tell you what to do. Deal? Okay, good luck. And I'm not going to put you in jail. Who are these folks? What do they got?
Fortunately, they were the ones that kind of came to volunteer early, and then I took to go to Lockett's, they kind of were. Yeah,
So are they ready to come up? Give me a name. Counsel, you're appearing for Stocks.
Neighborhood Defender Service by Jackie Pilkowitz, P81653 on behalf of Mr. Stocks. Mr. Stocks, will you state your name for the judge, please?
Thank you. And Teresa, what's your last name? You're muted.
I'm Crowder, and I got my daughter Isabella Collins here. She's the victim too.
All right. Anything either one of you ladies want to tell me before I sentence?
I just want to let Mr. Stocks know that his wife really gets him in messed up situations. First his daughter and then us.
Anything else, ladies?
Really put a mental emotional on us.
This wouldn't have happened if they didn't do what they did. They put themselves in this situation. We didn't do anything to put them in this situation, but they put themselves in this situation.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Counsel,
Yes,
have
Judge.
you and Mr. Stocks had a chance to look at the report and recommendation?
I have, Your Honor, and I shared it with Mr. Stocks and his wife, who he gave me permission to share it with via email. It appears to be factually accurate with regard to the recommendation, Judge. I believe the recommendation is for 12 months probation.
Correct.
I'm asking for 6 months probation. I do believe this was a one-off incident. It's very clear that I don't think Mr. Stocks has any criminal history aside from something from back in 1989, which popped up. This was a familial dispute for which Mr. Stocks was forced to intervene. I would also remind the court that this is a 771.1 deferred sentence agreement. So I think what's appropriate, Judge, would be a 6 months term and come back for review. I have no doubt that Mr. Stocks will comply with any terms and conditions of probation that this court sets.
All right. Counsel, you and I have a different definition of criminal history because Mr. Stocks has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different files out of our court that he owes money on. Some of these might be civil infractions, but I think some of them are misdemeanors too. Granted, they're not felonies and they're not what most people would consider to be serious stuff. They're all involving animals. So dog at large, unlicensed domestic animals. But the gentleman has a history of not taking care of his business with my building. That's a problem. So deny your request to put it for 6 months. I'll do it for 12. You can always petition the court halfway through if he's been compliant. Anything else?
And Judge, I would just ask, I don't think that batterer's counseling is necessary or warranted, honestly, in this instance. This was not a situation of abuse between domestic partners, as the victim, Teresa Crowder, shared with you. This was really an incident between her and her sister through which Mr. Stocks felt compelled to intervene. So for those reasons, I don't think that that would be warranted as a term and condition of probation.
Well, I got pretty much the whole incident report as part of my pre-sentence investigation report. And there's a gentleman here that's got some anger issues.
Then
So I don't necessarily think we need a 26-week program, but he needs to address this anger shit.
understood, Judge. Then I would just ask perhaps that the order of probation could read anger management within the discretion of the probation department. Oh,
I'll go along with that.
thank you.
I'll go along with that. All right. Can I say something?
Hang on,
Counsel,
Mr. Stocks. You absolutely have the right to say something on your own behalf at the time of sentencing. And if you want to make a statement, you can. My advice typically is I don't think a statement's necessary at this point, but you have the absolute right to say something if you wish to. So go ahead and take the floor if you would like.
Good afternoon, officer. She broke my wife's nose. She gave her 2 black eyes and there was blood everywhere. That's the only reason I held her hands.
Okay, but what I read was there were a lot more than holding hands.
That's all I did.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else? All right, I'm going to order 40 hours of community service. Everything you saw is a recommendation. We'll do it for a delayed sentence. So after 12 months, if you do everything you're supposed to, including stay out of trouble, it'll be dismissed. It won't stay on your record as a permanent criminal conviction. Any questions about this file? Counsel?
No, Your Honor, no questions.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Stocks, you owe us $3,816 on all these other files. I don't see that you've ever made a payment on any of them.
Not familiar with it.
So you're telling me somebody else named Fred Allen Stocks has come in here with these 14 files?
It's my nephew's dog.
But it's his charge, and I didn't ask you to talk.
Judge, if I may intervene, there's also, just for what it's worth, Mr. Stocks does suffer with some short-term memory loss, which was also the basis for the no contest plea in our case. So I just wanted the court to be aware. I'm anticipating that his wife, Lisa, is the woman who just spoke out in the courtroom. She often does speak on his behalf, particularly as it pertains to his memory issues. So she might be able to shed more light on that. But I don't want the court to think he's being insincere when he says, I don't know what you're talking about. This has been my experience
Fair
over the
enough.
last several months.
Fair enough. Okay. So, Mr. Stocks, I've got files going back to 2023. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different files from 2024. In every one of them, you came in here and can you tell me if any of these were defaulted civil infractions? They're all civil infractions? Yeah, so these are all civil infractions, which technically is just like a speeding ticket. If you get a speeding ticket or any other civil infraction and you don't contact the court, you get in default and you owe money. And you owe $3,800. And we've been scheduling hearings and you're not showing up. We can't help you if you're not here.
Well,
Ma'am, out in the hallway or I'm going to put you in jail for contempt. Contempt of court, $100. You want to pay the $100 or you want to go to jail? I've asked you a question. You can talk now. All right, go downstairs and make arrangements. We'll send your husband down when I'm done with him.
I do have brain damage.
Okay. But you still gotta take care of your tickets. You know, if you come in to see us, 2023, when you get the tickets, if you come in to see us, we put you in contact with prosecutors, they work out deals. But when we don't hear from people, the system just takes off on its own. So how do we resolve these files?
Your
How's your
Honor,
health? Hold on, counsel. How's your health? Can you do charity work?
I guess.
Like volunteer at a church or something like that? Counsel, I'm willing to give him a review date if you want to try to work out some kind of plan, because I'll close files out for charity work. But I gotta get these files closed.
understood, Judge. And my thought would also be a payment plan. I don't know. Mr. Stocks and I spoke about that last time. Mr. Stocks, do you think you might be able to make a payment of $50 a month or $100 a month? Something to that effect towards this outstanding balance?
Yes, I get the laundry.
Let me ask you this. If you call in all your markers, can you come up with $1,000?
Yes.
When?
Today if I have to.
Today? You bring $1,000 today or tomorrow by 3. Tomorrow by 3, and I'll close all those files out. I'll waive $2,800.
Appreciate that. I will pay it.
All right.
And Mr.
Tomorrow by
Stocks,
3.
if you get 800 or 700, please call me because I'm sure we can work something else out with the court.
No, you can't. No, you can't. This is a one-time deal. If I'm going to discount it that much, I want my money so I can close all these files and be done with them.
Understood, Judge.
Yep. I'll put him on a payment plan. and get the full 38. But if he wants this kind of a deal, I gotta close these files tomorrow. All right. On today's file, did I give him fines and costs on today's file? I don't think I got to that yet.
I don't believe so. I haven't heard yet on the misdemeanor sentencing.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order the restitution, which was $329, and I'm gonna order the oversight fees, but I'm not gonna put any fines or court costs on it.
Thank you, Judge.
That's a separate file that you can put a payment plan on that one. The $3,800 goes away if you bring us $1,000. We clear? All right. Do you want me to write all that down? Can you write that down? Here, do it right on this. Do it right on that. All right, counsel, I'm sure you were taking notes.
I've got it, Judge.
Okay, so we're gonna give him a piece of paper that says the $3,800 is settled for $1,000 between now and 3 p.m. And that today's money, he can set up a payment plan, $50 a month or whatever he can swing.
Understood.
You got it?
How much was today's?
329.
No, it was because I got oversight fee. No, I'm not charging. I'm not gonna charge because we're not gonna do a reporting probation. So it's $329. I'm not gonna put you on a reporting probation. You stay out of trouble. You get the anger management stuff that satisfies her. So do all the boots on the ground stuff and no new charges. And then you don't have to deal with probation at all. Clear, counsel?
Crystal, Judge.
All right. And stick with her. She'll help you walk through this process. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You got her number?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Have a nice day.
All right, Mr. Stocks, you can head out. I'm going to give you a call shortly.
Thank you, counsel.
Mhm,
Mr.
thanks,
Hammond, what
Judge.
do you got?
A couple different sentencing hearings.
Give me a name.
Go with. Your Honor, let's do Mr. Keith Mosan. I've got ready in front of me right here.
What's the name?
Keith, last name Mosan, M as in Mary, Osson. I can pull another one out the stack. We don't have that one.
I got it.
Sure. Attorney Josh, I have the hearing on behalf of my client. Am I mispronouncing the last name? Yes. Please help me, but Pete Mawson, my apologies, Your Honor.
Mawson?
Yes, Mr. Mawson.
There's moss in the trees. See?
I'll work with some.
Right? Moss in the trees. Go ahead.
So as Mr. Mawson had just stated his name in the record, for today's date and time. We could have a chance to privately go to the PSI and simply
Good.
factual additions, deletions, or corrections to make the PSI. As to the recommendations, Your Honor, we do not. Your Honor, we would ask the court to adopt the recommendation in full, and we are prepared for an allocution as my client does present to this court with, I would just say, positive work and positive progress since we.
Good. Good. Share it.
Yeah, please. Well, you know what? A lot of times I like to do all the jabbering, but I believe my client may be the
Perfect.
to hear from on the progress that's been going on.
Bring me up to speed.
So, my background, I got extensive criminal record. Like the past. I suppose I'd be wise. Last one on the ball.
Last year?
Yes.
Oh, that's Livonia? No. Okay. This one. Okay, March 7th. Go ahead. Okay.
After that, I sat down and I thought about it. Lots of, everything I did. To consider my criminal background, it's hard for me to get it.
Sure.
Full time. I work in Novi. I don't have license or anything, so I either Uber, catch the bus, go to ride. I gotta figure out a way.
Yeah, it gets expensive.
Every day.
Yeah.
Since I've been, I wanted to become supervisor.
Good.
School full time, get my bachelor's in accounting.
Good. Where are you going to school?
It's a very good person.
Okay.
Those are things I've been going up and trying to get covered with housing, because at the current time I'm living with my brother.
Okay.
Could be here today, but
Mhm, mhm.
So.
There's been also been counseling with team wellness and,
Seeing one, some, on mine.
Mr. Mawson, tell me one thing you've learned through the counseling.
Patience, can't give up. Yeah, and stay busy, try to stay busy and find, activities to do.
Last week, I was lucky. I got to go speak to a bunch of middle school kids, and I'm a big Abe Lincoln fan. He's got some great quotes. I don't know if they're all really his, but he's got some great quotes that are attributed to him. And one of them, I'm going to paraphrase it, but one of them is, "You haven't failed until you quit." Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anything else?
And Your Honor, I feel like I could probably continue to just bolster where my client's been going, but again, I don't think proud's the right word, but I'm inspired, I think, to just see that somebody who has dealt with a lot of adversity and just owns their past
Mhm.
outright and doesn't make excuses.
Yeah.
But instead focuses on where the path forward is. For those reasons, Your Honor, I think my client's gonna be a great candidate to comply with the conditions of probation. As he stated, transportation certainly is an issue. I'm kind of looking through the recommendations.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the probation department will work with him. I think.
I'm in your plan.
So,
I mean, I found the bus driving some days, on the weekend when they don't find out. First of all, I'll make it. Start to work. That's something I would need to go anywhere else. Going school online.
Well, until I just changed your sentencing terms, you were going to have to show up here for work program, but I'm going to help you with that. All right. Anything else?
Your Honor, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I think you just.
Good plan. Okay. All right. So you're on probation at circuit court? Where's that at? When they put you on probation? When did they put you on probation? 2-year probation? What hoops do they have you jumping through?
I was going through AA, reformed AA class with them. I completed that with them. She was telling me that she was about to get my community service suspended because I'm working full-time at activity school.
Okay.
And she also told me, let her know when I get sentenced with this, because there's no need to be on 2 different.
Good.
probations.
Good.
She might talk to her supervisor.
Good.
about
I'd be happy to take you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay.
No, Your Honor, I think.
We're good?
Thanks for the audience.
Yeah.
I think we've covered the main
Yeah.
points and,
All right.
prepare this court's ruling.
I'm going to give you my terms of sentence and then I want to share something with you. Okay. So we've got 2 charges. One is the driving offense, which was a fail to display valid license. I'm going to put you on probation on both of them for 12 months. All the recommendations that you went over with Mr. Hadley, those are court orders, except I'm changing the work program to hours of community service charity work, 60 hours of charity work. I don't care where you're at, church, soup kitchen, Salvation Army, as long as it's a registered, with the IRS, registered nonprofit, we'll give you a list of organizations in our area. You don't have to work off that list. You can find someplace closer to home for transportation purposes. All right. Yeah, you'll find something. What I would suggest you do is make arrangements with somebody and then contact Ms. Tiroli and make sure she says, yeah, that'll work. Because I don't want you to be 10, 20 hours in and for us to tell you that that doesn't meet our requirements. All right. So the total on the file, $1,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. Go downstairs and talk about options on that. I've given you a lot of stuff to do. To me, the least important one is the money. If you're having trouble with the money, I want you to do everything else. We'll work with you on the money. I want all the other stuff in play. All right. Now, something I want to share with you. Did you even notice that one of the things that shows up in that report is your ACE score of 5?
Adverse childhood experience. Standardized test.
Are you familiar with them? All right. This is not part of my sentence. I'm going to strongly encourage you to do a little research online. Check out ACEs, adverse childhood events. I I think, I mean, I'm looking at the white in the beard. I think if you go into that, and I can tell by talking to you, you got a lot going on up here. Okay? If you do some research on that with a real open, like with a really inquisitive mind, I want to understand this, you'll read stuff in that whole body of research. You'll read stuff and you'll think, that's me. Huh. I always wondered why I kept doing stuff that I knew wasn't good for me, but I did it anyhow. Okay? So short version. We all experience trauma. All right? At every age, we all experience trauma, right? And trauma could be, the death of a loved one, somebody close to you. Trauma could be physical or emotional abuse. I mean, there's all different, if your parent was in jail while you were little, that could be trauma on a kid. There's all these different events that classify as adverse childhood events, okay? If you suffer enough trauma during that formative part of your years, your brain is actually rewired. It develops in a way that your brain's not supposed to develop, but it develops that way because it's self-defense. It's like, I got to survive whatever's going on. This is the way my brain develops so I can survive, right? So your brain develops a way of doing things that get you through the trauma.
Certain court, my attorney wrote a, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah. And talked about this stuff. Here's the best way and I wish I could take ownership of this because I heard somebody else say it this way and it's like, so you agree with me that, our brain develops a certain way to deal with our reality. And, your reality is different than mine, right? When you were 6, you didn't have my reality when I was 6. It just, right? We're all individuals. So your brain's developed a way to deal with your reality. But as your reality changes, you can't still use the same tools. So here's the analogy I heard. Picture this. There's a real wide river, and there's a bunch of people on the south side of the river trying to figure out how are we going to get across the north side of the river because it's deep and it's rushing, right? So they're all like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? One guy gets the big idea, right? He goes down, he cuts down a bunch of bamboo, and he builds a raft. And he gets across the river. He's got it licked now, right? So he's continuing on his journey. Everybody's still on the other side of the river because they didn't figure it out yet. But he's continuing his journey. Well, as he continues on his journey, he gets to a mountain. Guess what he does? He takes that damn raft up the mountain because, damn it, that raft got him across the river. It's not helping him get up the mountain. It's hurting him. But he's taking the raft up the river, damn it, because that's the tool that saved him back there. Isn't that a great analogy? Somebody agree with me. I think it's great.
Awesome.
I thought it was a great analogy because seriously, I've done this for a long time. I've watched the way people screw things up because they're still trying to carry their raft. They're not crossing any more rivers, but they're still carrying a raft. And I think if you do the research, I think it might help you because you're reinventing yourself right now. That's what I heard when when he was encouraging you to tell me what's been going on. I'm hearing about a guy at 48 that's reinventing himself. Okay? I think this will help you in that process because it's easier to make changes when we understand why we do what we do. I think this is really powerful stuff. Okay, I spent too much time on it already. Anything else on sentencing?
No, it just,
I'd love for you to come back here in a month or two and tell me, hey, I did that. Here's my thought process. I'd love to hear it. That would make my tail wag like you can't imagine. All right. Good luck. What's next? Mr. Hadley?
Question you got is.
Your Honor, next ready to go on Elizabeth Gorsay.
Gorsay with a V?
Gors or Gorsay? Gors, yeah, over
With a V?
V. With a V as in Victor. Gors. I'm saying.
Got it.
I'd like to say that.
Your appearance.
Thank you. Please state your full name for the record.
Elizabeth Vorse.
Thank you.
Josh Hadley, on behalf with my client, Miss Elizabeth Gors. Today's the date and time set for sentencing. We would have a chance to BSI. We have no factual information corrections to make. Practically speaking, we have one question.
Good.
And it is about condition number 6,
Gotcha.
the testing or the fingerprint.
Right.
I believe MSP was the arresting
Yes,
hell yeah. Are we talking one of the outposts or is she able to?
we got all that. What happened to that paperwork? Is it in here somewhere?
Yep, it's in file.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, so she's got to go to MSP South and she can only do it Thursday mornings.
If that's what's in Taylor, okay.
Yeah.
She's a resident of Toledo. Maybe if we could get, does it say 14 days to get that one
We
done?
give her till February 5th, so she's got 2 Thursdays. I mean, she can even try on your way home today. Maybe they'll take you this afternoon. I don't know.
No, it's better than a drive up.
Might as well try.
That we're just kind of trying to hope that it wouldn't happen.
So we'll give you the paper you need when you walk in. Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, Your Honor, no issues. Awesome.
So as I have, yeah, right here, that's what you're looking for. If you Google post 22, it'll take.
Okay, Your Honor.
Post 25, I think. Post 22 is somewhere else. I think. I know it says post 22 is.
It's in Taylor. Just Google Michigan State Police, Taylor, Michigan.
There's the one in Oak Park and the one in Taylor. I think those are the only outposts or anywhere
Yep.
close to here anymore that are like substation or that aren't substations. Otherwise, Your Honor, all of the conditions, recommendations, we would ask the court to adopt for.
Ma'am, anything you want to add? All right.
Well, what do you, I say that?
He can't help himself.
You can celebrate a little bit. So how many days are we looking at?
70.
All right.
For you.
So, yeah.
How? What are you doing?
I'm a caregiver actually for seniors.
So focus the, what was I doing with my time and some of the issues into other people's needs. I think it'd be the cleanest way to kind of, what we've talked about this summer.
Okay.
So, sorry, I saw you got nothing to say. I'm like, no, wait, you've been so.
I knew that was a lie.
But otherwise, I'd like to boast that to the court that she is walking the walk.
Okay. All right. So first I'm going to sentence you, then I'm going to preach at you. So the sentencing is I'm going to adopt in full the recommendations of the probation department. I'm going to put you on for 12 months. 40 hours community service. Everything that was in that is recommendations are now court ordered. Fines and costs $1,300. Can you pay that today? All right.
Yeah.
Yep. They'll tell you what your options are downstairs. All right. So here's I'm going to preach. I'm getting really preachy today. I apologize to all of you. But you're court ordered, so you're stuck with it. Your blood alcohol level, I think, is the highest I've ever seen. I know it's the highest I've seen in a long, long time because I don't remember a higher one. At a 0.35, if you would have been in a car accident and they took you to the hospital and your blood level came in at 0.35, they would have admitted you. Because at 0.35 is when your involuntary muscle groups can just say, screw it, we're not working anymore. You know what those muscles are? Your heart and lung. So you're literally at 0.35 medically is when you're in danger of your heart and your lungs saying, screw it, we're out. You were there, you were past there, you were 5 times the legal limit. Now I'm telling you all that not to make you feel bad. That's not, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you that because I want you to have the right mindset as you go into this probation. I put people on probation not as punishment, but because I determined, and I can do that. I've determined there's some behavior that needs to change. So one of the things we've ordered for you is substance abuse evaluation and or treatment. I don't want you to walk into that with the idea, Oakley's making me do this, I'm just going to do it and get it over with. I want you to walk into that with the idea with, I'm here, what can it teach me about me?
That's why I'm making the change now.
And that was very, very tail wagging when he said you got 78 days of sobriety. Okay, that's a pretty good start. But I want you to hear my heart. And I noticed that you told her that you thought you were a social drinker. You've got an alcohol problem. Because alcohol has caused you huge problems. And you and I could spend the next hour and talk about all the damage that's happened in your life, and alcohol was at the bottom of it, right? Okay, that's an alcohol problem, right? Okay. So I hope, hopefully that flips a switch in your head. If it needed to be switched, if it needed to be flipped, it flips it, and just go into this with the idea, I'm doing it to stay out of trouble, right? I'm going to do what Oakley told me because I don't want Oakley to put me in jail.
Save my life.
Then I'm done talking. Have a good day.
Everyone, Your Honor, we appreciate that and thank
Yes, we
you.
do. Thank you.
Of clients, I know that this is being received. Nothing.
Good. Good. Appreciate it. Good luck to you. What's next?
All right, Your Honor, we're ready for, I got the name right on this one, William Woods. Did not mispronounce this one.
It's not Woodis? Tell him it's Woodis.
If you say Woods, I'm gonna lose. All right, okay. Please state your name for the record, good sir.
William Woods.
Start talking while I find it.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of Mr. William Woods for today's date and time, sentencing on this, matter. We did get.
Officer Kroll would be up here finding these files for me.
Uh-oh.
Got it.
No worries, Your Honor. So that, recommendation that you,
Got it.
nothing to change. Actually, everything on there was accurate. We've got no issues with that. I think we would make note of, Your Honor, is as to the, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. My computer just did. 1 second. Okay, there it is. We're not asking for any necessarily modifications or changes to what the recommendations are, but as to number 7 with the work program.
Yep.
My client does have a couple of medical conditions that I think we just would want to make the program aware of the days that he shows up.
Are you on any official restrictions?
Like medically, they tell you like you should not do it.
Like your doctor said, don't lift more than 40 pounds or anything.
I don't believe so. I
Okay.
have sensory issues.
Okay.
So it's more as.
That-
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you have to bring restrictions, but that's the best way for us to do it because we can look at your restrictions and say, yeah, we can fit that.
Documentation.
Bring that.
Yeah.
That, so really for his first day of the work program, you would just need to bring that with.
I'd rather have him present it. He can email it to Mr. Rowley before he starts his schedule.
That way you guys.
Yeah. Because if I don't want him to come in here and we decide no, and then that's somebody else that couldn't have that slot.
Good one.
So schedule your days, share the information with Mr. Rowley, and then she might reach out and say, no, we got a better option for you. We don't know until we see the details. Go ahead.
Otherwise, my client stands before this court humbled and I think you want to say anything.
You don't have to.
I didn't get something wrong. I understand it. I'm gonna make a difference on it. It's not something that I'm gonna look at as a mistake or I'm gonna make an example of changing.
Good.
So better, Your Honor, that's what we needed there.
Okay.
Was, thank you.
All right, gentlemen, sentence is 12 months on probation. I'm adopting in full items 1 through 11. That includes the 8 days on the court work program that we just talked about. Total on the fines and costs, $1,500. Pay it in full downstairs or ask them what your options are and they'll give you all the options. Now, short lecture for you. Did you listen to what I told the guy about ACEs?
My mother wrote that down.
All right. You're at a 4. Okay. Do your research. Okay. I'm telling you, I get so excited about that whole body evidence because it was mind blowing when I first got into it. They've actually got studies, years long studies about how your ACEs scores and based on your ACE scores, the prediction for your life. For example, I'm going to make stuff up because my memory's doesn't work that well. But for example, if you have 8, you're 5 times more likely to have problems with substance abuse in your lifetime. You're 4 times more likely to have a cancer. These are directly related to your physical health. I mean, it's amazing stuff. What these studies, the results of these studies. And that's why like I told the guy in front of you, I want you to read this stuff because I'm going to suggest to you, you're a young guy. You're 23, second drunk driving. Okay. I'm going to suggest to you that you're probably headed for a lot of bad shit coming down the road. The path I see you on. Okay. I think that if you had a better understanding of what makes you tick, and I think looking into the ACEs body of evidence will help you have a lot of aha moments, right? Because I think you're gonna read some of the stuff and you're gonna remember an incident where you did something and you're like, what the hell did I do that for?
Yeah, good point.
And I think one of the most important things you have to understand before you can make changes is why you're where you're at, right? You got to know how you got here if you want to change where you're at.
Correct. It's a reflection moment.
Lots of them. And you heard what I told the lady about, as you go into this probation and do everything I tell you to do, because you don't want to go to jail, which is a good motivator. Go into it with the attitude that this is for you, not to you. All right.
My client's got the forward looking at the got a map of the Secretary of State 257, 258 forms. So instead of looking at probation as a punishment, we've talked about using that with the incentive to put together that resume to the Secretary.
So he can get his
of State.
license back.
Get your license back.
Yep. Yep.
I think it's gonna be great. So, your license, they're gonna have you be, did you find, you already issued fines?
I thought I did.
500
1,500.
or 1,500.
So you're good to go. Send them on down.
It'll
Yep.
be, we have to do fingerprint order,
Oh, so stick around. We got to give you a piece of paper. Where's he got to go for prints?
same place.
MSP? All right. So we'll give him a notice.
You take it in the,
You got any more?
one more, sir.
Name?
It's gonna be Damari Filson.
Filson.
Come on up, Mr. Filson. Your Honor, Mr. Filson will be joining me momentarily. He and I did have a chance to also.
The judge immediately takes control when the conversation becomes disruptive. He warns the woman to leave the courtroom or face contempt, making it clear that this is a one-time opportunity and that he expects the payment to be made so the outstanding files can finally be closed. He also firmly reminds her that the charge belongs to the defendant and that she was not asked to speak.